Monkey D. Garp has become a controversial character after the release of Chapter 1096 of One Piece, with comparisons to Roger, Whitebeard, and Luffy. How he just stood by and did nothing to stop it, how he knew of the atrocities that were happening, the cruelty that even we as readers didn't expect, the manhunt of the celestial dragons, and the false title Garp has of the hero of the Marines. So is Garp wrong? Has his legend been nothing but a lie? Has he had any impact on the world? Is Garp a failure for doing nothing and standing by? Were Roger and Whitebeard better men than him, better legends than him? Did they have a better impact than Garp did on the world of One Piece? Well, it's not as simple as it seems. When we look at the situation without really giving it a second thought, seeing what impact Roger's legend made, most of us can jump the gun and declare Garp a failure. To understand the dichotomy of a legend in the world of One Piece, we have to look at Roger's legend first. In the first chapter of the story, the declaration of the One Piece, and the start of the great age of piracy, the start of the era of dreamers, like the Straw Hat Pirates. Roger's declaration gave the people of One Piece hope, a reason to go out to the sea, to either seek their own myths or Roger's myth, the greatest treasure in the world, the One Piece. When we look at Roger's legend for what it should be, we see dreams, hope, freedom, adventure, an ideal world, as a grand adventure for everyone, a life that is and should be big, not long, a life that touches people and passes something on to the next generation. But is Roger's legend really just that? Has Roger's legend really made the world any better, or has it perhaps made it worse? When we see Roger's legend for what it truly is, the dichotomy of Roger's legend shows itself. The reality completely shows itself. Oda again shows it after Marineford, when Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, the greatest pirate of the age, and Roger's equal, confirmed the existence of the legendary treasure, One Piece. It just doesn't inspire dreamers, but largely murderers. They set out into this chaos provided through a legend's end and embark on a journey of desire and seek it through atrocities. Roger and Whitebeard's legend inspired chaos and not just freedom. But when we look at Garp's legend, what do we see? The hero of the Marines, a fake title, a title given to the man who couldn't save his own grandson to preserve this legend. This false position who didn't stop manhunts from happening when he knew the pain they would bring to the people, that they do bring still to the slaves that are collected by the celestial dragons. His legend, through the things we are shown, just like Roger's at the start of the story, show us a different image. While Roger lived by his legend and title, Garp didn't. While Whitebeard didn't care about upholding anything he had earned to save Ace, his son, Garp did at Marineford. All of this at face value show us the failure of the greatest marine of all time. But is it true? Is it really that simple? No. The proof is Kobe. The proof is Sword. And above all, what Garp's false image, false title inspired, the proof are the people in the world of One Piece. Roger and Whitebeard knew full well the death their declarations would cause. They knew the amount of atrocity that would happen. They still chose to do it and live by their legend. Garp, on the other hand, didn't live by his legend. Yet if Luffy fails, if the sun god Nika, the Joy Boy, the next king, fails to defeat the world government, the picture then looks different. Roger and Whitebeard would then be the greatest cause of murder alongside the celestial dragons in this generation, just in far less cruel manner. The greatest proof of this, the greatest proof of what Roger's legend also inspired, is given in Lockdown itself. When Roger was executed, there were many notable figures present at his execution: Shanks, Mihawk, Doflamingo, Crocodile, Buggy, Moria, and Dragon. How many of them turned out to be good, or at least didn't commit any atrocities? Shanks, Mihawk, Dragon, that's it. While Doflamingo, Crocodile, Buggy, Roger's own apprentice, Moria, turned out to be pirates that committed major atrocities against the normal populace. They followed Roger's words, seeked Roger's myth. How they approached it, well, we have some hundreds of chapters to explain that. While if Luffy fails, Garp would be the greatest hero the age ever saw, the man who saved the most lives, whose legend saved the most lives through inspiring the next generation. Now, the point being, I'm not defending Garp with this argument until we see why he stood by and watched the celestial dragons wreak havoc. Of course, guessing is fine, but the reason still could be any. This video, though, is not just to define what Garp's legend is, but to critique the two legends, Roger and Whitebeard, as these perfect men. Granted, they knew about the will of the Dee. Roger knew Joy Boy would come, they would win, so keeping freedom, the pursuit of freedom, alive in this world was necessary, but that doesn't excuse the death their legends caused, and also taking into account Garp didn't know what Roger and Whitebeard knew, so we don't know what he would do if he knew of Joy Boy's eventual return, but we can't say for now. So the purpose of this video has also been to show that Roger and Whitebeard aren't the perfect legends that many think they are, and if Luffy fails, they have caused more harm in the long run than good. Again, the purpose of this video is not to make an excuse for Garp. Yes, his legend has had a positive impact overall, but the argument can only be applied when we see the entirety of the God Valley incident and Garp's role in it. I hope I was able to get the point across about Roger's legend and what it truly means. Of course, all of this is only the way it is because the world government defined the justice in the One Piece world and have defined the meaning of it for the last 800 years. But it still doesn't change these legends and the impact these legends make.